Hello, this is Witch Nikki, and I have taken quite a long time to write my thoughts, beliefs, feelings down about um, yesterday's attack on America, on the Capitol building. Um, First of all, for those of you who are unlearned uh, in history, okay, Capitol Hill is the seat of the U.S. government, home to domed United States Capitol, Senate House of Representatives, and the neoclassical Supreme Court. It's also known for the Red Brick Eastern Market, where vendors sell produce, meat, cheese throughout the week, and handcrafts and antiques. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. And so that's on the whole area. Capitol Hill is like the capital of the United States, okay? That's in the neighborhoods around it. I just like to make sure that I when I'm speaking, my facts are correct, okay? So the Capitol building is basically where all the laws take place. They do all the legal stuff for the government there, okay? um, they were in the process of certifying the electoral votes the other day. And lo and behold, somehow, Trump thugs breached the security and just waltzed right in there and took it over for quite a few hours. This enrages me to the core, like I'm sure it does millions of people in the United States. Certainly, everybody who voted for Biden, and even I'm sure people who are just living their lives, suddenly seeing this, and like, what the heck is going on here? I was watching the information when Ginger came home from lunch that she had with her mom. They do takeaway and then they eat in the car with Michelle's boyfriend. That's so they could have a little bit of family together time. So I'm watching this and she comes in and she doesn't know what I'm watching. She made some crack. It was supposed to be a joke because she didn't know what I was watching. And I paused it and I said, look, this is not to be made fun of. This is not a joke. You don't understand it. So I'm going to make sure that you do understand it. And then I had to explain to her what was going on with the newscast, what was going on there. And when she found out who these people were who were going through there, and then we started seeing them going into the hallways, and the fear of the people who were in there under siege, under attack by these thugs, by all of this, is just horrific. How many of you had to explain to your young kids what was going on there? Because I wasn't even really watching TV when this all happened, when it broke. I turned on the TV and I was going to go and play some music. But first, all of this stuff was on there. And I changed the channel to something else and it was still on there. And I changed the channel to something else and it was still on there. So I knew it was news breaking information that was coming across through all the TV everywhere in the United States. And then, of course, it goes on to YouTube and then it gets seen by the world. I don't know, and I don't care about which order. Excuse me. Okay, it's been some time since I've done a video, so please excuse me. I try to make myself look as pleasant as possible because inside is just not. So my attire kind of makes me feel comfortable enough to kind of bring down my tone so I'm not like yelling across. But I'm livid. Let me put it that way. Hold on a moment. Okay. So, let me begin. And I'm sorry that I'm going to read this because usually I speak right from my heart. But I want to make sure that what I've written comes across here as well. Word for word. I didn't really even have very much time to edit it, but I'm going to try to watch my speech and my language that I don't come off being too hard. But believe me, inside, I am raging with anger. And that is not a good thing to put on any witch. Let me tell you, because sometimes whether we practice our craft or not, I don't even have to do anything. I don't have to put anything in a cauldron and stir it up and all of that TV BS and movie BS. Okay? My anger inside gets pushed out by me writing, by me talking, speaking. It gets out. It goes out. Not to the internet as much as I'd like it to, but it goes out to the universe. And when it comes ricocheting back, you better duck. Okay? It's happened many times in my life where people have wished harm on me and tried attacking me. And it's come back. Sometimes karma is instant. Sometimes it takes years, weeks, who knows. But it's a-coming. It's a-coming. Okay. So when I write on the internet, I try very hard not to use foul language. So I'm just going to put what I kind of put. All right. Not many folks will give 2 FKs about what I say. No one will repost or share my post. It will not reach the thugs it is meant for. It will not go viral. Sorry. What a shame that so many people share every word that Trump tweets. It is a shame that so many people follow that jerk. But let me tell you, I am livid about the behavior of the thug leader and his gang. It was all a poorly planned terrorist attack, not a peaceful protest. Peaceful does not make others drop to the floor. It does not disrupt United States business or anyone's business or life. People do not get hurt or killed on either side. It does not make mothers or fathers call home to tell their children they love them, maybe for the last time. The breach of the United States Capitol building was unpatriotic. It was a terrorist act. It was nothing to be proud of. By now, many of you have seen the violence of these peaceful thugs. Remember back before the election, their leader, Trump, told them to stand back and stand by. Do you think he was telling them they were going out to Denny's later? FK, no. He was telling them to wait for more instructions. He has been allowed to tweet on public social media. We, the people, voted for the representatives that were under attack yesterday. This alone should enrage you, we, the people of the United States. We should not allow this to happen because it is happening to all of us, all our mothers, all our fathers, all our children, and all our relations. This thug's President's days are numbered as the president. The election was not a fraud. It was real. It has been proven and certified as legal and not stolen. We gave our votes for President-elect Biden and VP Harris. I'm just scrolling up, so bear with me. Our ghost from the graves did not vote for anyone. The machine that worked so well in 2016, the machines that worked so well in 2016 were working November 2020. They have had mail-in ballots for years, and during the pandemic, it was the safest way for us to vote. However, I didn't put this in, but military overseas have been sending in their ballots by mail for as long as they're out on their active duty. And many other people too. Sick people have taken every word that a sick leader has said as upside down Bible truth. Look that one up. All Republicans have done is created their own false prophet and followed him, leaving behind all their religious teachings, adopted his word as truth. They have not taken Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, or God the Father to any of these peaceful rallies. They have forsaken the teachings in their Bibles. They are attacking we, the people. This must stop. Let me repeat that. This must stop. They must be brought to justice. If any other race led such a peaceful protest, that group would have been tear-gassed, beaten, dragged out, maybe shot and killed. This is not in there either, but recently it was that bad. I'm not going to go all into it because if you watch the news and if you pay attention, you know what I'm talking about. Hashtag BLM. Okay. How did they get that far? Ask yourself that. How did they get that far? How did they get into the office and carry Confederate flags through the halls, taking videos and photos as trophies, sitting at elected officials' desks? Ask yourself, how did that happen? And you know, when a person or group brings a flag to raise and bring through anywhere, it is a sign that they are taking over. And that's a threat to all of us, we the people. That's not in there either. Hold on. Okay. At all these government buildings, there are security. There are metal detectors. I am sure there were police. Did they just move out of the way to allow the breach? Or were they ordered by someone much higher in rank? To allow the breach to take place? I'm just asking. The same rights that give us the right to assemble for a peaceful demonstration allows KKK members and thugs to break down the doors and blockades to the Capitol building in the name of peaceful protesting. So remember that. We all have these rights that have been in the Constitution for centuries. So, that part wasn't in there, but it is time to make new laws. If your group wants to hold a peaceful rally or protest, they should buy a permit for, I put $, $, a certain amount of money. They should be given a time and a date to hold such a rally/protest. Anyone without said permit will be arrested for attempting to break the law, and their protest will be seen as a terrorist attack. The right to assemble does not mean to crash down barriers, start fires, break windows, threaten people within a building or nearby the protest sites. These assemblies should be safe and organized and peaceful. In the United States, we all have rights, but these rights are meant to keep folks safe, not be destructive, not allow thugs to run amok in the streets, buildings, or anywhere in the United States. It is to ensure that the police do not harm anyone and that no one who are in these groups, gangs, organizations hurts anyone who is nearby. Sorry. Okay. One more thing before I finish. Our future is watching us. Our children of America, they have gone through a lot. And now this. Shame. Good going, thugs. I cannot call you Americans. You are not American. Also, we are being watched and laughed at by every country around the world. I'm also seeing that they're praying for us, which is fine. It's lovely. Thank you very much, because they see that we're in such danger. They understand, because the different countries around here fight for injustices that happen to them every single day. This is America, people. That was an add-on too. That wasn't in this. We the people who are not fighting the change that will take place January 20th, 2021, are the real Americans of the United States. And if the elected thug does not condone you, then I do not condone your behavior or actions of yesterday, January 6th, 2021. Unlawful use of the rights to gather peacefully and hold a protest, which resulted in damages and personal harm and death. 2. The Capitol building, many people inside, property damage inside and outside the building, and anything else resulting in the actions of this event. I, Nikki Jo Lucero, am placing every one of you under citizen's arrest. We should be allowed to do this. It's our right. If someone is breaking the law and we see them, we should have the right. And if it's happening, we should have the right to be punished to the fullest of the laws of the people, by the people of the United States. Who's with me? I think that there's a lot more people who do not condone this behavior. We have to put a stop to it. We have to say no more. Just no more. Stop it. It's terrible. Maybe I can't place them under citizen's arrest, but that's the least of what I really want to do. I don't think I should tell you what I really want to do, because that might make me seem like I'm a criminal. But who's really the criminal here? We voted. The votes are legal. And I'm getting sick and tired of Trump bringing it up every time he's in front of a camera. You lost. Time to move forward now, Donnie. I would have hated playing games with him as a child. Seriously. He's the kind of bully who loses a game, be it in a house or in a playground, and he kicks the board out of the way in a fit of rage because he's lost. That's what he's doing right now, folks. Can't you open your eyes and see the truth? He not only has lost, he has become mentally ill. He is inflicting pain and dangerous circumstances on people. He says he's waiting for the electoral votes to be certified, and say that Biden indeed is the winner and the new elected president. Okay, so let it be. And then I want, when he's escorted out of the White House, out of wherever he is when it's finally said and done, I want him to be placed under arrest and tried for everything, all the crimes he's committed during his presidency. I've never really known, and I'm sorry, that I really don't pay attention to every single law, especially when it comes to a president. You just kind of expect them to uphold the law when they're in office. But for gosh darn sakes, you mean we can't arrest them and take them to trial for any illegal activities that they're committing right now? And we have to wait until they've committed every crime possible? Thank God he's not the kind of idiot who would take a gun and start shooting people just because he's mad at them, because he's done with them. I think back in the old days, that's how they probably used to do it. Instead of tweeting about it, you're fired, bam. Of course, back in those days, they had the military to do it for them. As I mentioned somewhere up in there, that any other race that did something like that, they wouldn't even have gotten in the front door. The police would have started using tear gas, and they have. And they've dragged people who've been out there picketing and whatever, because I'm pretty sure they're out there all the time. Okay? They've dragged women and men from lying down positions. How much peaceful can you get when you're standing or sitting like this? Is that resisting? No. You're just sitting there like that, and then you're getting picked up by two big old people, dragging you off to a paddy wagon or wherever they take them. And the tear gas that they used. Okay? That much I did see. I try not to look at and listen to all of this news, but it's there. And it's something that we have to know. Why? Because we need to know if we can go outside and if it's going to be safe. Imagine if you lived in Washington, D.C. and decided you were going to go and pass by this Capitol Hill just to take a look for whatever goddamn reason. And you see all of this stuff going on and you get caught up in the middle of it. And who's to say that people around us, around wherever you are, aren't planning something like that? I'm not going to name names, but there was one woman, as far as I know. I haven't heard all this morning's tallies of who got hurt and who died or who got killed or who got shot or whatever. But there was a woman from San Diego, California, who went out there to join all of this stuff. So there's people all around us joining in on this stuff. Shame on them. Shame. It's a goddamn shame. Now, before y'all go starting to judge me, this is just coffee. Okay? I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't drink alcohol. I'm as clear-headed as I could possibly be at 61. I've seen a lot of crap in my life. This is ridiculous. But we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Now, yesterday, President-elect Biden got up in front of people in the microphones right there, live, and gave a speech about how this will not be tolerated. And he called for Trump to do the same thing. But did he? Did he come out and like, okay, let me take over now and I'm going to talk? No. He made a recording and basically said, I know how y'all feel. This is so terrible that we have to go through this because the election was stolen. Come on. Look at 2016 when he was elected. I was pissed. I was livid. I didn't go out throwing Movkovs at government places. I didn't go out and storm, troop any government buildings and threaten people and do all of this stuff. I didn't do none of that stuff. I sat home to myself and I said, hey, I'm not accepting him as my president. And here it is, 2021. Yes, he is the president. And I hardly ever use his given name. And sometimes I like to call him Donnie because he acts like a little boy who doesn't want to give up playing in the park or wherever. He doesn't want to go home from Disneyland. He wants to live there for the rest of his life. Okay? Well, a lot of leaders around the world say, we don't want him here. Don't come here. We're closing up our borders because of COVID. And playing golf is not essential. Okay. And we don't have nothing to say to you. After the 20th, they don't have nothing to say to him. They don't have to answer to him at all. He's just going to be a regular citizen who can be tried and convicted. So, are you listening, Karma? Because there's a lot of people's ass you need to start kicking. This is Witch Nikki. Happy New Year. Oh, I won't say anything. Those of you who follow me will know. Happy New Year's. I love you all. You're special.